I mean, I can hardly get over how different your surroundings look than what I've become accustomed to over these past few years. It's like the lights, the brightness.
Did you move to another country?
Yeah.
This is Australia. Everything's just dude. I should have flipped the camera. That was the
just mirror.
Everything's on the other side in the southern hemisphere, of course.
Yeah.
I moved yesterday, and I just got my setup put together maybe 30 minutes before the show. Everything was in boxes, but got everything done. I know it looks identical, but that's because I've got stuff now. I'm gonna put stuff behind me, maybe.
What was the motivation for getting a different place?
Getting closer to my lady friends' school, work stuff, just getting closer to that. And it was that time of the year where we were either going to re-up our current lease or go to a new place, and decided to do that. She got quite a drive she was making. And I like this part of town better. It's on the opposite side of town, so it's a nicer side of town, I'll say. It wasn't in a bad place, but this is nicer.
So I asked because you have dogs. How do the yards compare?
Yeah, that's when I'm shopping for like a place to go, it's like, all right, I got to have this in the kitchen. I want this in the bathroom. I need somewhere for my gym to be stored. That's the best place. Like it looks like a dungeon where they redid the basement in this house, and it's so cold down there, Woody. It's frigid. I almost put the office down there just because I was like, my God, I'm shivering. But I put the gym down there, so it's going to be just so nice and cold to work out in. Love that. And then a big ass fenced yard for the dogs, which that's hard to find. It's hard to because I don't want some little yard that they can just have enough room to. You ever see when they give the most dangerous prisoners yard time, and they just go out in this little dog run
that's pace
for like an hour, and they pace? It's like, I don't want my dogs to have that life. I want them to here they have a wilderness to explore, basically. There's trees and bushes and forests and neighbors and all kinds of shit to fuck with. So they're going to have a good time out there. But I like the place. The move, I have a lot of stuff. Just my gym alone weighs about 3,000 pounds looking at it. And that was the last thing I showed them. They had seen the sea of boxes because I've been packing for weeks. Everything's boxed up, labeled really well. Washer and dryer, and just I have 2 sectionals. Each one takes up a normal person's entire living room. When they were like, oh, this is going to be a lot. This is going to be rough. And I was like, one more thing. And I opened the blinds dramatically to reveal my entire gym. And Woody, the bumper plates are stacked up waist high in 2 piles, 2 waist high piles of just bumper plates. There's 3 complete sets of dumbbells of different manufacturers. There's three barbells, a squat barbell, like one of those fancy ones with the handles and stuff.
Those are heavy.
And then I'm not gonna. I have a very heavy elliptical, a nice one. I have a treadmill and a squat rack, and then I have not a functional trainer, but a weight loaded multi thing that has pull downs and rows and stuff. This was not the A team they sent. I didn't think they were going to get it done. The leader of the group, it's either emphysema or mesothelioma, something. I'm going to do my best to mimic his voice. I got 5 boxes in the gym. Might need to be 2 trips though. And I'm like,
he's going to cough on your stuff.
I can barely make out what he's saying. And I mean, it's a constant audible wheeze when he's not talking to you. Like if you just walk behind him while he's doing something, and he's holding his left ribs like he's been shot, like he's John Wayne and he just took one the whole day limping. And
is this the guy that was that you?
No. Let me give you the whole crew.
Okay.
So he's the leader of the pack. He's a black guy. He's about 50, 55, but he looks rough. And again, wheezing like he's dying and holding his left side. I'm like, all right, this is the leader of the group. Where's the rest? And then this old Mexican man walks in. Again, Mexicans age well. This guy's looking 55. He goes, all right, bathroom? And I'm like, yeah, right here, buddy. And he goes in the bathroom, and I'm in the kitchen, getting the last final touches, like making my last cup of coffee that I'm going to have before I pack the coffee machine and the last coffee cup. And I hear, Old Mexican man is vomiting violently in my guest bathroom.
50-something out partying the night before work.
Let's hope that's what's
and he's a
causing his-
mover. I can't imagine a worse job to show up for hungover.
He's
than a
vomiting.
mover.
He's vomiting, and it wasn't one of those where like you just get a little queasy and you get it out and you're like, oh man, I'm good to go now. No, he vomited for a solid 2.5-3 minutes and then washed up in there. And then I didn't want to like shame him by being around when he came out, so I like made myself scarce. I don't know what he looked like when he came out. And then there were 2 younger guys.
He's doing that like post vomit thing where he's like, like breathing heavy, trying to swallow the residual phlegm that
teary-eyed.
Yeah, teary-eyed.
So
you got a real
younger
18.
guys.
Yeah,
that's when I pull the. I need a mint. You want one too?
Yeah. Take the whole container.
This water's over here. I tried to keep him hydrated. And then there was 2 younger guys who were. One of them was either Dominican or I think he was Puerto Rican, and he was like a 19-year-old baseball player. He's like, I'm wearing my Braves jersey, and he's like, "You play baseball?" I'm like, "I'm 40. What the fuck are you talking about? Do I play baseball? Where would I play?" But I don't say that because I just met him, and I'm like, "Nah, I don't play anymore. You used to play?" Yeah, I played a little AAA. You know, oh, amazing. That is my dream. And he's like, starts talking. He's like a quadruple A player. He just won some championship or something. Like he plays in some middling league. Like he ain't, and he's like a big. He's Puerto Rican, but he's as tall as I am, and he's built like a baseball player. He's not lanky, but he's long and lean and strong, and he's got the best attitude. He should have been the leader of the group, smiling all day. So every time he saw the dog, he's like, "Oh, that is a wonderful dog, wonderful Poochie." And my dog's just like, "I want to kill you, brown man." Just losing his shit. He's like, "He loves me." I'm like, "No, stay back." I can barely control the dog. Like he's trying to get away.
Was he getting it done though? He wasn't so friendly that it was like, "All right, let's move the boxes."
Oh no, he was hustling. He was dripping with sweat all day and hustling. And then the 4th guy looked like, you know, in Captain Phillips movie. Oh, what just happened? Can you still? Oh, my whole screen blinked. All right,
we can see you and we can hear you.
You know, and I'm back now. It was weird that everything went black. You know the movie, is it Captain Phillips where Tom Hanks is he looked like I Am the Captain Now guy, but when he was at 25, like a younger version of him. He looked a little Somalian. He didn't, and he smiled a lot, but I don't think he spoke any English. And so this was my dream team, and it was 92 degrees and 55% humidity. When I walked outside at 7 a.m., like the sun had barely come up, I immediately started sweating. I was like, "Oh, it's so hot out here. Oh my God." They worked all day, 12 hours of loading and moving boxes.
Did Vomit Dude ever hit his stride?
No, he vomited all day. He vomited in my new house. He vomited in the new house.
He christened it?
He broke the seal over here. I hadn't even pissed in this house, and then Pablo had done vomited up lunch into it. It was I felt bad for him all day. When
you should have hooked him up. You should have like went to a gas station and bought one of those like homeless beers, like the tall boy, super strong ones, and be like, "There you go, guzzle this down and get to moving, because we can't have you throwing up in between every 3rd box."
See, I'm good about
Why
that.
can't you be more like the pro baseball player?
I had a mini fridge completely stocked with like anything you'd want. They were like fancy waters and like not Pedialyte, but some sort of like special, like Super Gatorade stuff. And there was a beer in there. If anybody wanted the beer, they could have cracked that. There was a Banky in there. He could have had that if it would have taken the edge off for him. But we finally got everything moved in. It was a nightmare for them.
What's been spinning in my head since Kyle started this story, Kyle always gets deals. Kyle's like, "Masseuses? Yeah, you should do that too, Woody. They're like $12. I'm like, what do you fuck do you find a masseuse for $12? He's like, "That's nothing. My fucking trash guy works for a button and some pocket lint." He always gets these.
I negotiate.
How much did you pay for your movers?
All right, before I get to that, let me tell you about the first negotiation of yesterday, the trash pickup. Because if you've ever moved houses and you have a significant amount of stuff, there's this this part where you're like, "I'm not keeping that. I'm not moving this to a 3rd house. I haven't used you in 4 years." And you throw that thing away, that shirt, that hat. "I'm never getting into a small again. It's not happening." You throw that away. Size 10 shoes. My feet are going to shrink. And you just throw all that stuff away. And I ended up with like 8 big bags of garbage, an old grill, whatever garbage was in my dumpster from the week of just living, and maybe a couple boxes, like pile of cardboard boxes that you could get in 2 double armfuls, like basically the back of a pickup truck full. And I hired these guys on Thumbtack and to come pick up the garbage. $100, he said. $100 for the pickup. I'm like, all right, that's pretty fucking cheap. I'll do 100. And he shows up, and it's 2 African guys, and he's like, he looks at my pile and he goes, 200. I'm like, you said 100, and now it's 200? I have to drive all day this one truck. Not my problem. I'm sure you're trying to explain the economics of trash pickup to me, but it's not my problem. I said, 100 or you go. 100 or you go, leave. Because like his English isn't good enough to
You go.
I did that. I went 100 or I said 100 or you go. You leave. And he's like, the app take $20. And I'm like, 150. He's like, 150 it is. He starts fucking working. I went inside. I'm like, pay him $150. I don't think he wants to talk to me anymore, though. That's just exactly how you sell cars. Like the guy who comes in and closes is the asshole. He's like, look, you're either gonna take the deal or you're not, sir. It doesn't matter to me. Strike while the iron's hot, or come back next week when it's cold and we don't have those rebates. And you sell him the car, and he doesn't like it, but he knows he's doing the right thing. Then you come send some sweet motherfucker over to be like, oh, your new car's so pretty. I just saw it come out of the wash. Completely different attitude. So sent her in to do, your trash truck is wonderful. Here's $150. So negotiated him down, even though he tried to fuck me. It was a $150 load. It was a lot of shit. And then the pickup was going to be, I think it ended up being like $1,700. I think it was $1,700. 4 men, the biggest truck that you can get for moving. 4 men, 12 hours, and 2 trips. It took 2 trips back and forth, which is like 2 hours worth of just
How'd
driving.
you even get the price before showing him the gym?
It's like you tell them the rooms, and you give them like a description of what you have. And I've used that company before. I usually use the same company, so I get a VIP rate because I've moved with them 4 times.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So it was pretty good. They got tipped super well. Everybody got $100 tip. And then,
other than the African guys who tried to swindle you. Right?
No, they got no tip. No, they did 15 minutes of work, but my mover guys, they all got $100 bill. And like really, I bought them good pizza, not like Little John's, Papa John's. and again, like my cooler is not some like Walmart cooler full of Powerade and water. There's some. They're like, ooh, I don't even know what to take when they come to the cooler every time.
They're just looking at 10 rows of Coke Zero. I don't know what to take. There's so many.
It's a plethora. I have 4 different zero sugar beverages. I have real Coke. I have cherry Cokes. I have Powerade. I have Gatorade. I have electrolyte booster. I have Icelandic ice water. I have Fiji water. I have everything. It's real nice. Like every time I look,
say the Powerade is the booby prize. That's like the door that you hope you don't pick. That stuff you think it's going to taste as good as Gatorade, but that's
what the Comcast man reached for. I like to watch them and see what they're going to pick, because you got to be thinking about yourself some kind of way to just grab a Fiji. Like, you've been here 20 minutes, you're going to grab a $5 bottle of water, dude? All right, drink it.
I would have. Especially if you're the Mexican guy who's so hungover he's vomiting every 40 minutes.
He could have whatever.
That guy needs a Fiji.
Yeah, I'd have smooched him on the lips if it had kept him working hard all day. It was a chore.
Did he work hard?
They all worked hard. They worked their asses off.
Even Emphysema Man carried his weight. I was guessing Smiles did half the work.
He didn't. So like, he never stopped. That's the important thing in moving, is you don't stop. You don't stop and take breaks. You don't like cool off and sit down and have beers. Like, we keep going continuously at the same rate. And they did that all day. And they all had their different speeds. That young Puerto Rican guy, Jesus, he looked like he was going for a ground ball every time he grabbed a couch cushion. But the Emphysema Man was, like I said, holding his rib like he was wounded, limping down the hallway with boxes. It was scary.